What's up, Eagles Nation? What's going on, NFL world? How you doing, Division Rivals? This is Stephen Hyder with Gate City Sports Channel. Sports Channel where the cerebral NFL fan comes for about 10 minutes of daily content. What's up, guys? So today's topic, we're going to talk about the corner, secondary, if you will. It's going to be just a little deeper than corner, but we're talking about the secondary. And I got to be honest with you, this is the one position group that really doesn't feel finalized. I don't feel comfortable saying that what I'm about to put out here is going to be like the final kind of listing, because I mean there's just so much unknown here, guys. Let's be real. So what I want to do to start off with, guys, I want to jump right into the topic, and I want to just talk about what is on the depth chart as it currently stands. How do we look? There's only a few guys I feel comfortable in projecting right now, which is Darius Slay. He's going to be the big guy on campus here, right? Zech McPhearson. Guys, I keep hearing people say it's not actually Zach, it's with an E, so Zech. I don't know, guys. We'll learn his name as time goes on. You know, Avonte Maddox probably playing the nickel seems pretty certain to me, unless there's a major upset. And I wouldn't rule it out, but I think he's fairly safe right now. Strong safety, I don't think it's going to matter, guys. Strong free, we're not really going to probably play by those titles and those alignments this year. But Anthony Harris, Rodney McLeod between strong and free safety, guys. And I have our third safety being Kevon Wallace. I think those guys we know, Kevon Wallace, Rodney McLeod, Anthony Harris, Avonte Maddox, Zech McPhearson, and Darius Slay. Those six players, to me, seem like, all things considered, have the best shot. I'm not even going to say all of them are locked, but they have the best shot at being on the roster. I do think that if Rodney McLeod's knee's not right, I could definitely see the Eagles kind of parting ways there, but I still think it's a long shot. I think Avonte Maddox is not necessarily outside that, that area of feeling comfortable. I think he could be moved on from. But I do think that those are still long shots. I still think they have a pretty good chance at making the roster. It's when you get past that point, guys, is where I have trouble projecting this roster. And this is how I have it. Marcus Epps is your fourth safety, okay? I'm going to say Craig James is your fourth cornerback, and I don't know. I don't know, guys. I'm going to tell you right from the jump, I don't know, but I'll give you my explanation of why I'm putting him there. Versatility. I think this staff wants guys that can play inside, outside, and can help on special teams. That's Craig James. If he's healthy, he's right. Look, man, this is a guy that's definitely going to be a gunner on your special teams. This is a guy that can play nickel. He can play outside if you need him to. He probably could play a little safety, to be honest with you, but definitely nickel and outside if you really need him to. So I got him as my fourth. So if I project those guys, now we're talking about how far expanding is the roster going to be this year? Like, how many guys are they going to allow? Is it going to be a 53, a 55, or a 60 man? Because those are the numbers I'm hearing. 17 games, we know that they're going to probably increase the roster. This is how I have it, guys. All right. First up, I have Michael Jacquet having the opportunity here. He ended the season. He played starting reps. He's got the length, the ideal, size and build that we're hearing that Gannon's going to prefer. I think he's going to have an opportunity to win out this job, but I don't think it's a guarantee, guys. I wouldn't come out here and say that. I think Shaquille Taylor has the experience playing in the scheme, and he's got adequate height and weight. He's about 6 foot 180. Grayland Arnold. Grayland Arnold was a guy that I thought played pretty well as an undrafted rookie free agent last year. I don't know if he's a nickel. I don't know if he's a safety. I think he can play both, and I think it just depends on how many guys they want to keep on the roster. Andrew Adams. Andrew Adams is a vet, not really a vet, but he's a guy who's been in the league for a few years now, and he's played in a couple of different systems, from New York out to Tampa Bay. He's a guy that's played both free and strong safety, and I'm hearing reports that they might even work him out as an outside corner. We'll see, guys. I don't know what to make of that. Kayvon Seymour, young guy. He's got experience playing before. I don't think things went quite, I thought he had a pretty decent first half to one game, and then I thought things didn't quite go according to plan with him. I still think he's a bit of a long shot, but in the end, guys, I can't tell you that any of these guys are that much better than him, so, hey, let them fight it out, right? And then last but not least, I'll say Elijah Riley. Definitely, I think, is the long shot of these guys, but at the end of the day, when you really look at the back end of this corner depth and this safety depth, Elijah Riley can probably play safety, can probably play as a nickel, and he's got experience playing outside at Army. So I don't know where they're going to fit some of these guys, but that's the depth. The elephant in the room here is we know it's not going to stay like this. They have to go get a second corner. They have to go get someone besides, Darius Slay and Zech McPhearson. They have to go get another guy. I think we all know that. I just don't know who it is. I want to get in that in the last part of the video. What I want to talk about is I went through, guys, and I was tracking to try to figure out what kind of system we're going to run. And what I saw is we will be cover 3 heavy. That is going to be our primary coverage in the system with Jonathan Gannon. It will be cover 3. Past cover 3, we will play some cover 1. You will see some man coverage, but I want to warn you guys. Nobody from Minnesota nor Indianapolis, the two systems that we're speaking of, with Jonathan Gannon, finished in the top 100 in man coverage snaps. The highest guy was a rookie by Jeff Gladney coming out of Minnesota, who played 108 snaps. I know he has nothing to do with Jonathan Gannon, but it's the system that Gannon came up in. He played 126 snaps in man coverage, guys. Worked out his way. It was about 23%. He was their nickel corner. So your nickel corner playing 23% of man coverage, like, I don't know how much I'm not going to over worry about that. Anthony Harris and Harrison Smith, the two safeties from Minnesota, were next. Anthony Harris played 126 snaps, just like Gladney, sorry guys, and then Harrison Smith played 114 snaps. Then we get into Indianapolis. We have the safety Julian Blackman from Indianapolis, had 101 man snaps, followed by Xavier Rhodes, the veteran kind of corner, came from Minnesota over to Indianapolis, played 97 snaps. That was 144th guys in the league. Followed by their nickel corner and Kenny Moore II, who played 92 snaps out there in Indianapolis. Followed by Willis, the other safety out there in Indianapolis, who played 80 snaps. Coming in, rounding out Minnesota, guys, 186th was Cameron Dantzler, kind of their right cornerback out there in Minnesota. He was a rookie as well. He played 74 man coverage snaps. And then you had Rock Ya-Sin, who was the left cornerback, generally speaking, for Indianapolis, guys, who played 55 man coverage snaps, which was 214th. You don't need me to keep going. I got all of them down here, guys. I got everyone from Harrison Hand to TJ Carey to Mike Hughes to Chris John. I got them all written down. They're all low. They didn't play that much, guys. There's not a lot of man snaps coming out of this system. So it's going to be cover 3. Cover 1 will still be prominent. And, guys, we're going to see some quarters coverage in cover 2. You're going to see some 2 deep safety stuff here, guys. That's what I learned from watching and looking at the film. And just a couple of things I saw from both teams I wanted to kind of point out, which was, looking at the Green Bay game, I was kind of judging Minnesota, guys. I saw some 4-2-5 with Dantzler out at right cornerback, Mackenzie Alexander, and this is a concerning part to me, at left cornerback, and Mike Hughes is their nickel corner. A lot of complexity to this, guys. Don't think too much into it, but essentially what ended up happening was they were uncomfortable using a 5'10", 190-pound Mackenzie Alexander inside and outside. That concerns me because of Vontae Maddox. It tells me that they may not be so put off of doing that with guys, okay? Other things I saw here, guys, I saw some, cover 3, a lot of movement with Harrison Smith up there where they were going from cover 3 to really bring it down to a cover 6, giving a lot of disguise to the coverage, but it got taken advantage of by jet sweeps in motion. But I definitely saw that a lot out of Minnesota. Then when I looked and I really tracked what was going on in Indianapolis, I think you saw some of the telltale signs when they were into a 4-2-5 or even a 43 base. What you saw from them is that what they used to do in Minnesota, they kind of carried it over to Indianapolis, which is those outside corners. You can get one guy playing up in a press situation, one guy backed off, but they're both in cover 3. They're carrying down the field, splitting the deep into thirds. I saw that a lot out of Indianapolis. I think it's what we're going to see here, guys. And that kind of leads me into the conversation to round out our discussion today, which is about the free agent fits here. I'm just going to break them down on how I see them, guys. The big, tall, physical guys that you say could fit, right? Richard Sherman's the one we all know. Okay, veteran guy, 33. I don't know how much he's got left in the game, but he's not going to be any worse than what we'd be throwing out there opposite of Slay. Let's just be real, guys. Dre Kirkpatrick, another guy, a little younger than Richard Sherman, but another big guy, 6'1", 6'2"-ish. Lengthy, lanky kind of guy, kind of fits that type of scheme. Makes some sense to me, right? And then we have kind of the average size guys that have decent arm length, but they're not quite to Richard Sherman or Dre Kirkpatrick's kind of height, like in Garyon Conley, who's like a 6-foot guy. You got Prince Amukamara, who didn't play last season, but he's also got a decent, adequate build. You got Josh Norman, guy that looks like he's really tailing down towards the end of his career here. And then we have guys I think that are very much flexible. They remind me a lot of McPhearson, where they can play nickel and they can play outside. The golden boy here being DJ Hayden, formerly of Jacksonville, who played a lot of nickel last year. I think DJ Hayden can absolutely play the nickel. He can absolutely play outside. If you want to be diverse, or you want to be versatile, he makes sense, especially if you're going to carry with guys. And you need guys that can be inside and outside. DJ Hayden makes sense, right? Bashad Breeland, I think, is very similar to a McPhearson. I don't know how much Breeland's played on the inside, but very physical, very similar in the physical stature. That's what I'm trying to get around to, guys. He makes some sense. The other guy, Steven Nelson, that one's going to cost you. It probably would cost us a little bit of money, but hey, as free agency goes by and he's not signed, he's got to sign somewhere eventually, guys. Another guy built like McPhearson, right? 5'11", just under 200 pounds. Guy that can probably play inside, a guy that can play outside. He gives you that flexibility to carry and move your defense. That's what I got, guys. That's where I'm at right now. I cannot go any further until we see this stuff finalized, because I don't know. I'm going to go way deeper into some of the coverage stuff with you guys. Don't worry, that stuff's coming up. I'm going to give you a little bit more and how they manipulate and utilize their corners more than I gave you today. That's all coming up. But I wanted to keep this somewhat short, guys. I don't want to make this into like a 15-minute video. So, all right, guys, let me know your thoughts down below. What do you guys think? Free agents. I gave you a little bit about the scheme and the fit. I talked about who I kind of see making it. Like I said, guys, I'm flexible on who I think is going to make this roster, because none of these dudes are special outside of Darius Slay at corner. You can make a case for any of these dudes, and I probably could come to your side depending on how you structure your argument, guys, to be quite honest. All right, guys, don't forget, if you want to support the channel, you can buy me a cup of coffee. Link is in the description below. Don't forget to like and comment on the video so it spikes the algorithm. And last but not least, guys, I appreciate y'all tuning in. I'd love to add you to the community, but I need you to hit that subscribe button to do it. Whew. All right, guys, I'm out of here, man. I will see y'all on the next video.